Oh.
You will be editing this, so I guess.
That's true. I just stepped on his Speedo.
Oh, don't step on the crutch. Good Lord. I didn't wash that. Hasn't been washed in months. Now look, you messed my hair up. Where's makeup? I thought you said you were going to have makeup people here. There's no skitties in it either. Oh, it's clean.
Yeah. Nothing's changed. I haven't seen him for a while.
No, you've been busy.
Yeah. You know what happened? He saw the video of Andy and I doing a Q&A and he goes,
Yeah. What about me?
Yeah, so here we
Got to
go.
include me. Oh, no, I told you the story in Home Depot, right? Yeah. The guy, Speedo Man is in the building. I'm like, oh my God.
You started it. Well, I don't even have to read the questions right now. I know some of them. I will go through them all.
Right.
And
this is like, oh, I'll send you the questions. Yeah.
No, well, it was last night you asked me, like, can we do a Q&A?
How's my hair?
It's awful. Yeah, and there's a...
What's left of it?
There.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's getting worse.
It is, actually.
Yours is getting whiter. And oh, by the way, I found this picture.
Oh, look at that. Look at that, everybody.
Can you see?
Whoa. Look at that. We're young. And there's black flies squashing our faces.
Yeah, I look like I'm half in the bag.
You weren't, that was the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tired.
We actually never get half in the bag on trip. We actually get pleasant, but we don't get... No, you did once. That was a winter trip, though.
That was
with Joe Robinette.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you don't even remember Joe being there.
Oh, that was, and then you threw me in a tent with no fire in it.
I lit the fire. You just didn't keep going. You're your own person. All right, here we go. We get Q&A.
Okay, all right.
Okay, squeeze the duck. I said if we go... Oh, no!
The duck did it.
The duck's died. A squeezed duck. And...
Hey, I'm going to a duck do.
What?
I'm going to a duck do next week.
What's a duck do?
Quack, quack.
All right, calm down. Oh yeah, cheers.
Oh,
cheers. Yep, cheers.
What are we drinking?
You're Monkey Shoulder, and I'm at Lahore. No, sorry. Yeah? No, not that one. No, that's too good for this.
Oh God.
Oh, did I say
surprised
that out loud?
surprised you haven't given me grants or bells or something like that.
I had bells yesterday.
Oh,
Good.
really?
I did my taxes. I have no money. All right, so questions. One question I don't even get to. How did we meet? How did we go out on a canoe trip together? Go.
Okay, well, we were neighbours, and I was kind of curious because I always kept seeing you coming and going with this canoe on your roof. You had your Mazda then. I remember that.
Yeah, I always had a massive truck,
and then,
a small truck.
I don't know, just being neighbours, we kind of got chatting and stuff, and like, what do you do, and blah, blah, blah. And so like, well, if ever you would like to take me out to show me the Canadian wilderness, because I hadn't been here long. So actually I've been
He's
here,
English.
I've been here 27
Well, you're not
years
English now,
now.
you're Canadian.
No, I am a Canadian citizen. I've been here 27 years. You believe
Really?
that? Yeah, yeah. So anyway, and then, well, we became good friends and helped him build fences and stuff.
You did actually build. Yeah.
And yeah, I can't remember where our first trip was.
French River.
Was it the French?
When I broke my foot. In 3 places.
No,
you forget
didn't
that.
break your foot.
I was in a cast.
Sissy pants. Well, how come I dove in the same stretch of water and I didn't break my foot?
I broke it.
You jump in and slapped your foot on the water and that was it.
And in the morning, you kept on saying it's not broken. I served you breakfast. I actually literally crawled up the hill to
I
poo.
watched.
I had to poo, and I literally had to crawl.
Well, I wasn't going to
like
do
this.
that. Yeah, there's no way I was going to help you.
And then we got to the truck, and I said, well, you'll have to carry the canoe to the truck. I can't do that, Kevin. With a broken foot.
I dropped it, didn't I? My first time in wilderness, and what does he do? It's like pretends he's got a broken foot.
I did not pretend.
And that's always continued ever since. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to film, and yeah, you get supper ready, and you wash the dishes. That's how it always goes.
It's terrible.
You've always got an excuse.
So that's how we met. Our first trip was the Upper French River. We got fish then too, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go right to the questions here.
Okay.
I'm going to start off. I got my Kevin Callan Facebook. I got the Happy Camper Facebook, and I got the KC Happy Camper Instagram.
Yep.
Oh, well, these are just comments to start off with.
Okay.
This is by Stephen Brindle. Do you really need a Q&A after you see him in a Speedo? Continue on.
I was going to wear it, but it was just a little nippy right now.
I'm not going to say a word.
I'd have to put a sock down there.
Stop it. Stop it.
Or 2. Sorry.
Stop it. Anthony, I recall the trip where Ashley cooked black pudding. I'm used to the Slovenian.
What's that? You told me to. Oh, Slovenian.
Yes, version here in MN. That's this Minnesota. Right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think so.
Simply called blood sausage, but that's what we call it too. So what is it, and where do you get it? Is what he's getting at.
Okay, basically it's blood with spices, and it's all mixed together, congealed and set, and then there's like an outer casing to hold it all in together, and then you leave it to set.
Okay.
It's blood. It basically is blood. Depending on it's usually, I think it's pig's blood is usually what they'll use, but there's usually some has more fat content than others. So, but people need to get away from the whole, blood, eat steak. Eat steak, that's got
we like it.
Right,
the people we trip with, like Tim, Tim doesn't mind it, but Mike
won't eat it.
We know he will not.
He will not eat it.
Nothing to do with it.
So so basically that's it. And probably favourite, 2 spots, either the UK shop down on across from
well, this
Little
guy's
Lake.
from the States, so he won't figure that out. But we go to the local deli.
Yes.
Yeah, the local deli. Yeah. You can't buy it at some mom and pop shop.
No,
you will get it at a mom and pop shop. You won't get it at the...
There's only certain local butchers, that kind of place.
Something deli up the road stopped selling it because I was the only one buying it.
Oh, really? Oh, God.
Yeah. It was good. It was good.
Yep.
Do fish bite more on the right side or the left side of the canoe? These are good questions.
Depends which way the wind's blowing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what side did Jesus tell everybody to throw the nets?
I don't know.
You should the left. I think
was it the left?
Yeah. I'm left-handed, so that makes a lot of sense. Because
Yeah.
we're better people.
No.
Yes, we are.
No.
We're better people.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You know what, though? I paddle on left, but I fish right.
Yeah, that's just messed up.
Well, I might do this. Can you? You can't, can you? And then reverse it.
No, I'm not ambidextrous. I'm not as smart as you.
I'm a drummer.
Yeah, really.
All right, who likes the camera more, Ash or Kevin?
Oh, God. A bit of both, I think.
Oh yeah, we like hammering it up.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm really lucky. I have friends that actually are willing to be on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. Like, you gotta entertain the troops.
Yeah.
You gotta keep morale up, and
that was by Tim Hayland.
Okay.
Also Tim also asked, who cooks better in the backcountry?
Tim Foley,
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
hands down.
Yeah.
We just stick to the basics. Like, I think I said I'm going to take spaghetti bolognese this trip.
Yeah.
Last trip we took steaks, and then again so did Mike Kipp. Mike Kipp's stepping his game up a bit because
he started off with the dehydrated packet stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did some nice meals, and he has done some nice meals. So he just he said next time give me the heads up if everybody's bringing steak, then I'll bring something different. But we needed the protein, right?
People are sending questions right now as we speak.
Oh my God.
What is your most basic canoe trip fishing tackle box? Well, you brought a tackle box.
I did.
Do you want me to start with will you start with yours?
Okay. Well, I should have brought.
I like to say
I should have brought bass stuff as well.
I bought bass stuff here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's not all to do with trout, but
No.
but
Well,
trout.
anyway.
Yeah.
So
No, wait a minute. Before you start anything, hold it. Just to prove everything. Just to prove everything. Not
Yeah,
making
but-
this stuff up. Not making this stuff up.
But who else has their names engraved on their fishing?
All of them. Every single lure you have.
lures?
You're on.
Well, here's the story behind this. We were going to put all our lures into one container to save weight. Which really doesn't matter because the amount of booze, we shouldn't say that, should I? But the amount of refreshments that we take. So there's another one. That's,
So these are trout lures you're going over now.
yes, yeah, trout lures. So,
And split minnow. Yep.
yep. See, so that yet again, it's inscribed with my name
It
on
is.
it. And then that was why it was my wife's idea. Why don't you put them on, then you don't get your lures mixed up? I'm like, okay. Trout lures,
So let's look at lake trout. This is a
Okay.
lake trout lure you have in your hand, right?
Yes.
Not a brook. Well, we've got brook trout on there,
Yeah.
but big brook trout.
Jim Stevenson introduced us to these.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, and he never went camping with us ever
No.
again. I
No,
teabagged.
he went with me. He didn't
Oh,
go
he
with you.
didn't go with me. I teabagged him. Never met the guy in my life, and that was his first introduction.
With a Speedo.
The
He was
Speedo
wearing
Man.
this. This is the head honcho of Eureka, Canada. Well, he's retired now.
He's retired.
And he never met Jim before.
No.
Jumps over his head and does whatever that's
Yep.
called.
And we've invited him, but he's never been teabagging.
I've gone with him, but you have not.
No. Anyway, so we were on Dixon.
Yeah. Lavier.
Lavier.
Yeah, Lavier.
Okay, Lavier.
Yeah.
Told you I'm terrible at remembering names. And he caught a lot of
Yeah,
fish.
yeah.
With his
Oh,
split
fish is big
minnow.
time. Yeah.
Hugely. So, well, we'll give it a go.
Now I prefer
Now, we have moved on from there. Yes, you prefer...
that color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll dive deeper than this.
Yeah. So we
this
should maybe
one,
put the camera closer for the.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this one, because you can tell with the little, what's that called?
Chin.
Chin.
Yeah.
It will dive deeper.
Not too deep.
No,
but yeah,
no.
Yeah.
But this one will probably only, I don't know.
So we should explain
4
that
feet.
when we go for trout in Algonquin. We do this every year. We're going to go again. We're all excited.
Yep.
And we go in the spring. So the lakes. So if you don't know about this, the lakes are flipping over at the time. So what happens is that during the summer, the warm water's at the top, cold water's at the bottom. So the trout, because they need oxygen to breathe, and cold water holds oxygen. Am I boring you right?
No.
And so
duck did a dive
yeah, I
off
know,
the
we
thing,
can't use
so
the
I
duck
can't.
anymore. So what happens is with that is that the trout are deep because they need oxygen. But during the spring, the lakes are flipping after ice is out, so the water's everywhere. So the fish are everywhere. People will say no, they're up top. Yes, but no, they're everywhere, right?
yeah.
So you could actually troll with this in the springtime
Yeah.
and that, and
Yeah.
actually have good luck getting a fish. If you troll with this in the summer, you're never going to get trout.
No.
Never go down deep. You need at least 30 meters or 30 feet.
Oh, easily. And that's where this comes in, right?
Yeah. So, this is my dad's
get us
roll.
down.
This is how it works too, by the way. This is my dad's trolling rod. It's got or lead core, not still line, but lead core.
Yeah.
And so he's in the front, and I'll paddle. Yeah. While he's trolling, and what he does is he puts out colors, and each color represents what, 10 meters, I think, or 20 meters. I think 10 meters.
No. Or is it feet? 10 feet.
We do
it 10?
3 colors, and then we
3
do,
colours,
And
so-
if that doesn't work, we do 5 colors.
Yeah. So 30 to 40 feet, usually.
Yeah.
Right.
And even though you're saying, well, why are you doing that? Because you're in the springtime, Kevin. You just said they're at the top. Well, I'm trolling with my blue repellent at top, so we're doing 2
Yes,
layers,
yeah.
right? So if I don't catch one, he'll catch one, or vice
Yeah.
versa. Now the thing is, like, this is my dad's rod. I should be in the front.
Yeah, but I hate to. Well, no.
Father, what do you think? Well, I think he's an ass.
No, I think your dad would be quite happy that an Englishman's holding his rod.
No, my dad's Irish. No, God, don't bring that into the subject. So we do that, and we'd also use a rugger line.
Yeah, just. Oh my
Yeah,
God!
I
look,
know,
This
it's
is how he
spring.
stores his stuff.
It's spring.
And that's why we never buy expensive fishing stuff.
We don't.
Because
We don't. We buy what's on sale at.
It don't last
Yeah.
long. He's even still got the price
Well,
on that.
see
one.
that? The most money I ever spent in the last 5 years is on this rod because I like the color.
God.
So it was like $40 instead of $14. And the first trip, snap the tip.
Yeah.
Snap the tip.
That's
So
crap.
what we'd have to do is clip that and then show
Yep.
the rod, or just buy another one on sale.
What was the price of it? Still
It was $40.
Oh no, that's another rod.
Oh,
That's
this was
the other
more.
one. Oh my God! Like,
What?
okay, so I put my name on my lures, but at least I take the price tag off my fishing rod.
I might have to return it.
Well, yeah, that's a point. So we use the spinning rods for like casting into shore or trolling.
Yeah.
behind.
So there's in the springtime, we'll get to bass and pike and stuff like that too. We're not just going to talk about trout, but this is
No.
the time of year
It
everybody wants to know
is.
about
Everybody's
trout,
excited about
yeah.
trout
Oh yeah, I got
season.
to get the questions going. So,
Okay, right.
Rapellas and
And these you want to troll slowly.
yeah, you don't cast those to shore. Well, you could,
No, you could.
but that's what you're trolling with.
Yeah,
The
you
other
wanna
thing you're
troll.
trolling with, do you have Cleos? Yeah, blue. This is my favorite.
And I don't
Cleo?
use that much.
That's
You can
because
tell
I
'cause
catch more
it's-
fish.
It's pretty filthy.
Yeah.
Needs
And there's no
clean.
name on the back. That's mine.
No, it's not.
Or
That's a Williams.
that, and I think I'm right with this, where gold works better on cloudy days, silver works better on sunny
Yeah.
days. I don't think that's real true, to be quite honest. But I would go with the 2 colors and you'd
Yeah.
be fine.
And we'd use that with the trolling rod.
Yeah, yeah, trolling.
Yeah.
So tell them about where you get upset because your line gets all twisted.
Yes. So, I've moved on from monofilament. My friend at work, Alex, has bugged me for the longest time. Stop using monofilament. And the worst with monofilament is when you, and even with a leader on, right?
Oh, good lures too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some spinners,
So-
some maps, and some.
So when you use
Blue
these
fox.
and you're using mono, it twists it up because it has
Well, it's spinning,
Yeah.
right?
And there's this theory that, well, wind it on the opposite way that it comes off, and then it won't, but it does every time.
No, it always will.
It always.
But you need one of these as well. You need a
leader.
leader with a spinner.
Yeah.
I don't like using that. It's not. I don't like.
Now I heard that they don't make any difference to
They
how
do.
they spin.
They
No, I even watched a video on YouTube.
I've watched a lot of things. I've watched my own videos and realized that you can lie on.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. He was lying to me then.
No, but you need, if you just put a maps on there or
Yeah.
any type of spinning on there just by doing the fisherman's knot,
Yeah.
your line will go all nuts.
Yeah.
If it spins, this rotating bearing
Yeah.
reduces that.
Reduces that. Yeah.
But the only problem is that to me, trout are really finicky, especially brook trout. They will see that and say, well, you know what? That's a lure. That's not a real minnow.
They may.
Yeah. So
They may not.
if we're in a stream
Yeah.
and we're casting into the rapids, I will not use that.
No,
I will just tie
I
it.
wouldn't.
I'll just tie it.
Yeah.
If I'm trolling,
Yes.
if you don't use that, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Right? It'll be a nightmare.
Because the lines in the water are longer, or yours always is. Mine isn't because I'm catching fish. But so this is why this year I've gone with braid, and it has low memory or zero memory.
Just like Ashley.
Yeah, exactly like me. So that way I won't get that twist. So
Okay. Every year though, it doesn't matter what you get so mad.
I know. That's why I bring 2 rods.
It's anger management.
2 rods and 2 reels.
All right, so what else you got? Now,
Okay.
well, let me go through the questions,
Okay,
but I know people are
right.
going to ask this. Oh, how much banana actually fits in that hammock?
Well, it's a cold day, so
Okay.
not much.
So what is your favorite backcountry trout lure? And this is not easy for us to tell because
No.
we're very quiet about this.
No.
Very secretive about this.
I've actually had to order some new ones.
Yeah, we won't go into that. That's political.
So,
Yeah, you can't buy these in stores anymore.
Nope.
They actually have to buy them
and
online.
the only one
now.
I don't have is a small one.
Do you want me to get mine out?
No, I don't.
Oh, the mini ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
here they are, everybody.
EGBs.
Yeah, different colors though. These are a favorite though.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you can
So-
get the old ones, meaning that were made 20 years ago,
Black and silver.
oh,
Yep.
they're very expensive.
Same
Very,
as
very
his,
expensive.
Black and gold.
Do not buy the fake ones that
Yeah. Another black and gold.
what company makes the fake
I'll
ones?
show you because Alex gave me some. He's like, well, they kind of look like EGBs,
Yeah, oh,
but they're
no,
not.
that is a piece of crap.
And
That's
and I'm glad he gave me
okay.
that just to
Not
show
knocking
you.
the company at all because I've used this, but Lucky Strike EBGs do not work. Do not work.
Not good.
Okay,
Yeah.
you need the original EGB.
Yeah. And as I say, I've only got 3, so I had to order them. And you used to be able to buy them at sale. The tackle
Just
store
up the road
down
here.
the road.
Yeah,
they
I live
sold
in
them.
Bridgenorth. The guy used to sell them. I went to buy some, and he goes, "They don't go to stores anymore. You have to buy them online."
Exclusively.
Yeah.
And the 3 I ordered, it was $20 shipping.
Really?
Yeah, broke my
They
heart.
catch fish, man. Though they really do.
Yeah.
Cleo's. Actually, I don't like this color. I like blue. You have a blue one?
Yep. As you can see, I've never used it.
What? I love Cleo's.
Yeah, I like Williams, but I've never these are all. It's funny how.
And you got a Panther Martin there.
Yep.
And you've got a black Meps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But when I go, it's like when we go bass fishing. We generally just use one lure.
I know.
I have a box full of stuff.
We actually bring all these lures, and I would say we could catch everything with 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it.
But if we lose 3, then we're good. Deep diving lures like that, they go deeper than the Rapellas. Well, you can get Rapella. This is probably a Rapella, but it's deep diving.
Yeah.
And I'll use that for trolling as well, especially if we're late spring.
Did you take the middle one off?
I do, and what I'll do is I'll take the barbs down here as well because I like fish. It all depends. Sometimes if we're fishing for food,
yeah,
I'm going to. But I generally, actually, to be quite honest, I take the barbs down because my dog's in the boat.
That's true.
And you are casting everywhere like a
everywhere.
mad person. Like,
I'm just like
so I take the
whipping
barbs
it
down.
everywhere.
So I could say I do it for ethical reasons for the fish, but
yes,
basically it's me. It's self-interest. I just.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, as I say, like a lot of it is catch and release. We'll probably keep a couple for a shore lunch.
Yeah.
Right? But you want to release them in good health, so you don't want, you don't want them distressed any more than what they already have.
Well, we're stressed already.
We are.
Yeah. If we're bass fishing, we always take the barbs down because we generally will maybe keep one, but most of the time we're just having fun with them.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the lures. Let me see here. Tell Speedo Man, this is Kevin DeCarey. Tell Speedo Man not to get his panties in a bunch.
Panties in a bunch.
Do you really need a Q&A after you see him in a Speedo?
Yeah, that's true. It's traumatized a lot of people.
Traumatized me. I go tripping with you.
Yep.
Or here we go. Oh my! Where is the duck? We need to squeeze the duck here.
I don't know.
Right. Stop it! Oh, is there a collapsible compact rod? This is by Nancy Holmes that you could recommend for canoe trips. We've gone down that road.
You have. I've always stuck with the 2-piece.
Yeah.
And yeah,
they fall apart.
Yeah. Yours didn't last long.
It always pokes out the other end, and then
it
never worked.
Just on a trip, don't buy an expensive rod and
it's going to fall apart.
Really don't. Or somebody's going to stand on the tip.
I would never do that to his.
But that was my fault because I put it by the side of the canoe. We always try and make sure lean your rods against the tree out the way, because then you're just leaving yourself wide open.
I think I've done that twice. We flew into Kirkpatrick Lake, and so it's a remote. Did 2 things wrong. Yeah. Well, 3. I took you with me.
That's
but
true.
The first thing, I think it was the second day, I stepped on your rod.
That's right.
So always bring a separate
spare
rod and reel. Always. And also,
or else somebody's going to be pretty miserable if you're out for a few days.
Well, it'd be the same thing as normal. I'd be paddling.
You would just be paddling, I'd be fishing.
Oh yeah, make sure you put the tent up first before you go on an 8-day fly-in. Remember I brought the wrong poles?
Oh, yes. We MacGyvered it.
Yeah, we did actually.
Yep.
All right, best knife for filleting fish.
Oh, well, it wouldn't be mine.
Here, show them this. Yeah. All right.
Look, if we bring the wine, I can open the wine.
You need
is
a
that
filleting.
Fish guts?
It is. I haven't washed it since last year.
God.
That just proves I filleted all the fish.
Yeah, mine's at home, so.
Well, you've never cleaned a fish in your life.
No.
All right, so I should have washed that.
You should have. Yeah. But that's proof that it's been used.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And this is a filleting knife. Watch it, I don't cut myself. It bends, so you can fillet along the skin. With this or just a bushcrafting knife, you can't do that. No. You can gut the fish.
Yeah. But you couldn't fillet it.
No.
You need to get along the curve of that
fillet it along
fish.
there. We should do another show on how to fillet. Well, wait a minute. Again, you've never filleted a fish in your life.
I haven't. Actually, no, that's not true. When I lived back home and I did a lot of sea fishing, I do my own filleting.
Yeah? So why don't you fillet when we go on a trip then?
Because I got you with me. Why would I?
The other thing we do is talking about carrying a collapsible rod. Yeah. It always makes sense that you have a collapsible rod that actually is contained, right?
Yeah.
So we do that, but we strap them in the boat with these things. We can do any type of system, but
and
these
just
are
tie them up.
Yeah, we tie them up inside the canoe so they don't break unless I step on them. But bungee jilly bobs, bunny dilly bob,
bungee bob,
bungee. I'll do the link.
Yeah.
They work though.
Yeah.
Basically, like put your arm out. Okay, you're the fishing rod.
Right.
There's the gunnel of the canoe.
Right.
I go like this, right? Right, do that, and then I do it down here, and there's the rod.
Strapped in.
Yep, and then
Safe and sound.
take that out.
It's not going to
Get
fall
the fishing
out.
rod, go fishing.
Where you go.
Yeah. All right. Oh, favorite flies, because you started bringing flies.
I did, but I didn't. Alex at work made up these, and I've never really fished too much with them. Now you can fish these without a fly rod.
Yeah, which I've done with the bobber.
Yeah, just a bobber.
Yeah,
but
that's a good tip for brook trout fishing, especially in Algonquin. Bring a bobber. You can't bring live bait like live minnows. You can bring frozen smelt or in a container. You can't bring glass though, so don't bring the glass container.
Yeah.
It is. We're straight out of the front porch.
I know.
Chicka chicka whoa whoa.
Yeah, really.
So I put a bobber out with a fly, a really smaller fly than that, and just let it sit while we're having tea or whatever at the shore.
Yeah.
And boop, boop, boop.
There
Catch
you
fish
go.
like that.
Even little, these are little trout worms.
You've never caught anything on this. You bring them every year. You've never caught anything.
Right. Oh, and that's, yeah. You want a bobber, not a.
Yeah.
Well, you can use that.
Oh yeah, that's
Pencil-
a good bobber. It's
pencil
fine. Well, with
bobber.
your eyesight, no, because you can't see that.
Yeah, I know. So, what do you do? But yeah, so these are like. I think Alex made these up himself, so we should try them more. But the worst of it is just saying, like, the worst of it is we always go to these.
Well, they work.
Yeah.
I actually do like fly fishing.
Yeah.
When you catch a fish on a fly, you still going? Yeah. Oh yeah. It was, when you catch a fish on a fly, it's a really good fight. A lot better, right?
Yeah.
And
I'd love to learn how to fly fish.
Well, you know, I know how to fly fish. Like, what do you do during the day?
Well, I work.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
If you go on the Nipissing River in Algonquin Park and use a black nymph fly with an orange belly, I should be telling people this. It's awesome. It's awesome. That's a good fly to use on the Nipissing.
You're going to be 60 this year, so you have to
I might,
share
yeah.
some of your
Yeah.
knowledge and wealth and.
Oh, this is Scott Hayden. Oh, Scott. Why would I tell Scott this? Best place to catch trout. And he's talking about Crown land, not like Algonquin. We gotta tell the truth. We're not telling you.
No.
No, sorry.
No.
And I know you're like, well, come on, Kevin. No, we worked way too hard
Yeah.
to find those places. We're talking about like days and days and days of bushwhacking in, looking
Yeah.
at maps, looking at the Crown Land Atlas.
Trying to figure out how to get there.
And then they're even there, but they're not hitting, so we go back
Yeah.
again, or they're not there, we get eaten alive. I gotta say, I'm not telling you. I can tell you some places to go, though, to be quite honest. They're not real Crown lands, but they're non-operating parks that we've gone to
Yeah.
that really aren't secrets. Elliott Lake, the Lower Mace
Yeah.
Canoe Loop,
Yeah.
awesome fishing,
Yeah.
awesome. But again, you have to know where they are because you can
Yeah.
go there and catch nothing, but we know the spots.
That's true.
Upper Mace, actually Lower Mace is better.
Because us, we use our senses as to figure out where the best spot would be. Not like the paddle heads who have a
Oh, don't get those guys
fish
involved.
finder. He's got a fish finder. Like, come on.
We're the fish finder.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm
We're like-
saying. We use our spidey senses, and we go, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a display for my fish finder. And this little green ball over here, I don't know if you can see that. This is the sonar. So it shoots down sonar stuff, comes back up, and then it displays on my phone. And it's great for bringing like on these backcountry trips because it's just a ball. It fits in any
We
backpack.
got one of them.
Yeah, you should.
Here's one thing you don't have. This is a bass lure,
Oh my god.
and it's homemade by one of my friends on Facebook. I'll put the link down. And you don't have that one.
No, I don't. A lot of times,
What? I'll get back to you. Hold on, I gotta get my dog.
are we
Oh,
still?
this is exciting.
Are you still filming?
I think so.
Okay.
Needle nose pliers.
Oh, look at the state of them. I should have brought mine. Oh, I
They
brought.
still work.
Oh my god. Yeah, really nose hair. Jeepers.
Make sure you bring them though.
Yep.
Make sure you bring them.
Yeah, especially if they swallow one of them hooks
Oh.
down deep. It's like.
Yeah. You know what that's called? Kevin, can you
Yeah.
get this hook out? That's called.
There's not too many times that I've caught fish that I haven't I have taken it off.
No, you
so
haven't.
I'll just. Well, it's easier for you, right?
So you reel them in.
Yeah.
I catch them
I'm
for
glad
you.
you said that. Yes, I do reel them in. Lots.
Yes, and I take the hook
Well, it
out.
gives you.
I put your worm on.
But I want you to feel included, right? Just because you're not catching fish, so I just want you to.
I
just want to include you.
I
right?
feel something is not included.
Yeah.
Okay, Brigitte, is the fishing better if you're wearing a Speedo?
I don't think I've actually fished in a Speedo. Have I? No.
No.
He usually comes out around camp
Yeah.
time. He makes an appearance.
Because
Yeah.
we don't do that in the boat.
No, oh no.
No.
Nope, definitely do not.
No.
At the end of the day, yep, we'll have
Yeah.
a tipple, but not out there.
Because it's serious.
Yeah,
We're
it is
serious
very
out there.
serious.
He's serious. I honestly got. So someone asked when I did the Q&A with Andy, how come Ashley doesn't go with Andy and I? It's because he just goes to fish. That's it. And Andy could care less if we fish. So. All right, John. John Geary. I've noticed some people solo canoe with a kayak paddle. Well, oh, not this question. While others just use a regular single blade paddle. What are the advantages and disadvantages of either? And he's asking you, not me, because I've already answered this question.
Oh really? I should have watched the video. Advantages and disadvantages. Well, if you're in a narrow area, like if you're going down a narrow stream, using a two-bladed thing, it ain't gonna work for you, right? Whereas if you're using a single blade, then it's so much more efficient. Like, where did we go?
Nipissing.
The Nipissing.
Yeah.
Would you want to use a two-bladed paddle?
We couldn't fit.
No.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
So I've never used one. I have kayaked many years ago, and yeah, it's fine, but I prefer to be in a canoe with just a single blade. That's my personal preference, but
It doesn't really
others
matter,
may.
actually.
It's entirely up to the person, right? I mean, there's no right and wrongs, except if you're in an area where
You need to maneuver
Yeah.
your canoe more.
and you cannot do that.
Yeah, and
because-
Nipissing, it's just like it's like this. Like
Yeah.
the upper Nipissing, not the
Yeah.
lower. We go to the upper Nipissing.
and with all the overgrowth and everything else, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So here's a question. We'll answer a bit because again, you need to do your own research. But what is the best place for brook trout fishing, west side or east side of Algonquin? So you have never been to the east side.
No.
But I would say if you're going to the east side, a good trip, a really good trout fishing trip. I don't think you'll ever get skunked. Is go from Cedar Lake, long road in to get to Cedar Lake. Takes you forever. Go from Cedar Lake up the Petawawa, which is not really a whitewater river at the time, and try all the holes. Go up to Catfish, go into Burnt Root or Burnt Island. I think it's Burnt Root. Go into Lemure, Hogan, Sunfish, go back to Catfish, come back to Cedar. It's a good 4 or 5 night trip. And if you don't catch in the springtime, if you don't catch brook trout and lake trout on that trip, you're doing something wrong. Yeah, so that's a good one on the east. Also go from Windigo Lake to Radiant. Actually, if you want to catch bass, do that. Go from Windigo to Radiant, and Radiant Lake is full of smallmouth bass. Like, it's good trout fishing too, but it's got walleye, which is rare for Algonquin.
I've
Really
never
good.
caught a walleye.
Really?
I was thinking about this last night. We've never really seriously fished for walleye. Whenever we go, it's always pretty much bass lakes.
Bass and trout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never caught. I've caught a pike. Can't say that was a pleasant experience, but. Yeah, really. All the teeth on them, my God. It's like, ugh, I ain't handling that one. Yep.
Kevin. Yeah. On the west side, we know lots of spots because that's where we generally go.
Yeah.
Well, we go a lot of places in Algonquin.
Yeah.
We always choose somewhere different. We're going to North T in a few weeks.
Right.
In Manitou and Bigger Lake.
Yeah.
Angel, stay here. And so I would say it used to be one of the best trips, but the water is warming up a lot. So we'd always go from, well, when I was younger with my buddies in high school and whatever, we'd go from Inanawan Access Point down the Petawawa to Big Trout, and
Yeah.
you've caught great
we
fishing
did.
in Big Trout.
We did good then.
And then we went up through Grassy Bay, back out the Petawawa and did a loop through there, or the Tim River. And the Tim River is good, but if it's low water, stay away from the Tim River.
Oh.
Yeah, you've never done the Tim. So you can go in Ralph Bice is really good fishing, easy way to get in.
Okay.
Ralph Bice, especially down by the island, the very back end. That's good trolling down there.
Okay.
The Nipissing we go to a lot because we like it. It's really buggy. but we do well. And
Now, which would you prefer to fish? A big lake or a river?
a trout stream.
Trout stream.
Yeah, yeah. This is the way I grew up. Yeah, because you're going around trolling all day. I think you prefer trolling for lake trout.
I do. I do.
Because I'm paddling around and you're
That's
just doing
true.
this.
And also, there's no effort on my behalf other than reeling in the fish.
Yeah. And I don't, to be quite honest, that is our tradition. He's in the front because you shouldn't just troll.
No.
If you're solo, that's what you're going to have to do. But if you're, no, hey, Doug,
Hey!
Doug, hey,
Come here.
Doug, I'll be back. Right. Well, we got the dog.
Yep.
The neighbor came, so she gets a Cheerio from the dog, or from the dog.
From the dog. From the neighbor.
All right.
Right.
Right. What were we? Oh yeah,
We
questions.
Tied her up.
We tied her up.
Yep. She ain't going anywhere.
All right.
Unless she's taking me with her.
All right. So let's get to some more questions here.
Right.
All right. Oh my lord, and we're all unsettled. And
Yep.
it's like we're in the boat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're unsettled.
Going from one side to the
Yeah.
other. My knees are pretty red raw because like bracing yourself because you never know which way that dog's gonna go when you catch a fish. It's like, oh
dog
my
loves
God.
the fish. Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Okay, where are we back? Oh yeah, so some other west part. Oh no, the other part of Algonquin is not the west or east. It's actually the Welcome Lake, Rents Lake Loop, the Louise Loop.
Yeah.
We did really well there, but
Yeah.
you can only keep certain size because
That's
they're at,
true.
the stock is actually a national stock. Don't forget.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a certain slot size, right?
Yeah, and you know what about that too? It's really good important point. Look at all the regulations because if a conservation officer comes up to you and he or she says, "Well, you can't do this," and you say, "Well, I didn't know that," that's too bad for you.
That's not an excuse.
No?
You have to know. Have you renewed your license?
Yeah, I get a new one.
Mine's not due till December of this year, which is unusual.
Oh.
I didn't think I renewed mine for 2 years, but obviously
You did
I
a 2-year plan. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Next.
Ask Ashley what material he likes his Speedo to be made from. That's Jim Ham.
Interesting. Well, these are probably polyester, I think. But remember the Union Jack ones?
They were good, but they look like a diaper on you.
Yeah, but they're. I'm going to say this speed. Well, actually, when I was learning to scuba dive, I bought these. You could see through them. Oh my God!
You just know that now?
Yeah, you could see right through them.
Yeah, I know that.
I didn't know that.
We all know that.
Okay. What's wrong with you?
Stop it.
Come on, get in here. Good Lord, man. Probably polyester. The first time I ever wore these was went to Sandbanks with my wife.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she wasn't my wife then, just my girlfriend.
You're lucky she still is your wife.
And I had these on under shorts. So we're like, oh, let's go for a swim. Okay, I had no idea. Really, I had no idea.
Because you actually did wear those in the
Yeah,
UK.
yeah, in the UK. As I say, when I was learning to dive, I just bought these brand new because that's what you wore. So we stood up and she starts walking down to the lake and she turns around and goes, "What are you doing?" By this time my shorts were down by my ankles and revealed the Speedo. And I'm like, "Well, I'm going for a swim." "Not with that on, you know." She wasn't very impressed. I'm like, "But that's all I've got. I'm not going swimming in shorts."
Well, the very first trip I did with you, I didn't know you, and we're on the French River. And
Yeah.
the first night, I went swimming with nothing on. It's just you and I in the middle
That's
of
just
nowhere.
wrong.
Well, really?
What if a snapping turtle come along?
Well,
Huh?
it wouldn't catch anything. And when it ended up that you went and wore that, and I said, if a bunch of women see me naked, they'll giggle.
Yeah.
But if they see you, they'll be disgusted. There's a
Yeah.
difference, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Sherry asked you. Ooh, how many hours a day do you work out?
Actually, it's funny you should say that because in the last 2 years, I think, I work out every day.
Yeah, if you go to last spring's trip and you're out fishing without a shirt on,
Yeah.
you're looking good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the belly part of it. I like
no belly to
I
it.
like wine too much. But yeah, my wife says I'm obsessed, but you know, I'm approaching 60. I'm not 60 yet, but I am approaching 60. I will
You're
be
1
59.
year younger than me.
I
Blah
will be
blah
59
blah
this
blah
year.
blah. Yeah.
So yeah, I hate to say it, but probably every day. So, but I'll do weights and a bike ride one day, and then maybe just weights the next day. But I tell you who's incredibly fit is Tim.
Yeah.
I thought I was fast on a bike.
Good
but
cook. He's a good cook.
He's a
fit.
good cook. He's fit.
Nice
he's
guy.
handsome.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
Very
handsome guy.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Should marry him when he had the chance.
I know. I tried, but
No.
yeah.
All
But
right.
he is very fit.
Liz. Oh, Liz. She was at my book signing a couple days ago in Huntsville, and she gave me a bottle of booze. A bottle of scotch.
Nice.
Jura, I think it was.
Oh,
No.
even better.
No, it wasn't. It was something else. Anyway, Liz is great.
Okay.
What seasoning do you prefer for trout, if any seasoning? That's a really good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. Well, and people will probably go, "What on earth?" But we'll take fish crisp. Some of it we'll do in fish crisp, but then again, other times just baked in foil with lemon on it,
Yeah.
and just salt and pepper.
The brook trout,
And that's it.
small brook trout, we won't fill it. We'll actually just gut.
Yeah, just gut it and,
and
just cook the whole thing on there.
Well, I will.
You
and then
will.
you make sure you get that that blood vein out the back.
Yes.
Scrap that out or scrape
Yeah.
that out. And then so if it's a larger fish like a lake trout or a brook trout,
Yeah, you can
larger, we'll
fillet
fillet it just like you would fillet a pike or not a pike but a bass or walleye, and then we'll put it in the crisp.
Yeah.
Actually, or if you're not going for a long trip, you can get that egg white and then put that in with pancake mix or breadcrumbs or whatever, or your secret. Recipe.
Whatever you want, but
Yeah.
usually it's like a beer batter or.
Yeah.
We never get too fancy with it,
But deep fry it. So
Deep fry it.
in a frying pan, cast iron if he carries it, but if not, regular frying pan.
beautiful. Remember when I
Firewood.
did French fries?
Yeah, that was good. Eh?
You all laughed at me, but I carried in all these
Yeah.
potatoes
Oh, I loved it.
and the
Like
oil,
real potatoes, yeah.
in a pan, and
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, it was really good, especially on day 4 or whatever.
Oh,
it was.
yes.
Yeah. So we do that, and then but also a couple other ways we cook trout. Oh my lord.
Spit it out.
We'll gut it, and then, like you said, just fry that up in
Yeah.
the frying pan with the brook
Yeah.
trout and do that.
Yeah.
I've never done the thing over the fire. I think there's not a lot of oil in fish, right?
No.
If
no.
the meat of a brook trout is red, that means they're eating invertebrates.
That's true.
So there's less fat, but it tastes better.
Yeah.
If it's white, they're eating like ciscos
Yeah.
or minnows, and
Yeah,
it's more
minnows and stuff.
fatty, right? So
Yeah.
it won't taste as good though. The other is
Just keep it simple. Like you don't have to zhuzh it up too
No,
much
no.
because you want to taste the meat is what you want, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
You know, but yeah, definitely deep fried.
Yeah, and if we catch a bass or walleye, or pike, and pike are really tasty. You
They are.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy who works been bringing me in some, and he fishes for pike a lot, and my God.
Yeah, it's
Such
just as
a-
good or even better than
yeah.
walleye, but you have to fillet them proper. They have a Y bone, so if
Yeah.
you don't get that Y bone out, you're going to eat bones, right?
Yeah.
So I know other people just put that, what's it called, the Mr. Spice, or now it's
yeah.
not called Mr. or Mrs. Spice. It's
Oh,
just called
okay.
Spice because that's not
Yeah.
politically correct, right?
Yeah.
All right, best bug-free cooking shelter in May or June.
Bug-free cooking shelter.
Yeah, like we live in that thing.
Yeah. Well, we do sometimes. Yeah. It would be. You still got? Is it the Eureka one you've
Yeah,
got?
Eureka bug shelter, but
Yeah.
Eureka Canada wouldn't has made them in the past.
Yeah.
Now Eureka Canada is now owned by Eureka US, and I don't think they're making the shelter. They might. Nemo makes one. Mountain Equipment Co. makes one, but I gotta say the Eureka bug shelter was the best. I do know that if you go to Outdoors Oriented, I think in St. Catharines, he bought a whole bunch of them before the
really?
whole switch happened.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think anybody that has any of those bug shelters would be that guy. I think his name's Jamie.
Jim Stevenson era.
Well, he retired, right? So
Yeah.
and that was Kevin Edwards asked that question.
And you'd be crazy not to take one.
No, you would. Yeah. Well, I remember the first time I took one. Oh, yeah, we've never used this before. Blah blah blah. And I put it up. Oh, can I come in? Can I come in? Scratch, scratch, scratch. Come on.
Yeah, you've got to take one.
So Rory goes, I like fly fishing on streams, not that I catch anything, of course. I would like to go to Algonquin for better fishing, but the fishing videos I see of Algonquin are mainly on lakes. What books or maps would you use to find smaller streams or fishing? There are no books or maps for that. You just have to look at the tributaries and just try them.
Yeah.
Even on the Nipissing, what I've done is I've felt the water going past a tributary coming in, and it's really cold water. I'll try that stream because that means oxygen is in that stream. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'll mark it on my GPS and I'll know that spot. I'm not going to tell you that spot. It took me like years to do that, right? But you have to know if that stream always has water throughout the year too, because in the spring you see all these streams coming through the forest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a trout spot. Well, if it dries up in the summer, no, it's not a trout spot.
No,
Yeah,
that's true.
where you're going to catch the trout though in streams and creeks and stuff like that is where the rapids are, because that creates oxygen. When the water comes up, sucks in the air and creates oxygen. So they'll be there feeding also with the stuff coming down, right? But we also know, which is really hilarious for him and I, is that we have a rule. Because when you get to those spots, trout will hit, boom, 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 and then shut right down. Like you got about 5 minutes to catch those trout, and you will fish there all day, not catch them all.
Where were we that one time, and you weren't feeling good? So it was rainy, it rained quite a bit, but for whatever reason you weren't feeling, and Mike Kipp and I went off. And there was an area...
That was Louisa Lake in Algonquin.
Was it? Okay.
And it supposedly has no brook trout, but you came back with brook trout.
Just into these narrows, and I said to Mike, that looks a good spot, because there was a waterfall there. And he was paddling, as usual. And he said, just take a cast, and had the EGB on. One cast, bang, and got it. Good girl.
All right, this is what we had. If he went on too long, I was like, oh, next question.
Okay.
Oh, favorite canoe lunch or snack to eat while coasting? That's Kathy Moody.
Ooh. Corned beef sandwiches
Yeah.
with brown sauce.
Well, the first couple of days, but then after that, we'll get food poisoning.
Yeah. Sit down. Sit. Yeah. Yeah, you probably would with the corned beef. So
He makes a good lunch.
Yeah.
I generally cook all the stuff or bring all the stuff for later on in the trip.
Yeah.
He gets the stuff the first few days because it's all like English stuff.
Yep.
You know. And so dried meat,
Yep.
salami, cheese.
Yeah, we'll take the jerk stuff. We'll take cheese. You know, the beef jerky.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cheese and wraps. So just cheese in a wrap with some peppers and some celery, or just just to get some greenery into it.
Yeah, we will actually. Yeah.
Tim always does that though.
Oh,
he
lots of
always
greenery.
makes sure we have lots of greenery.
Yeah, lots of veg he brings. I wouldn't want to carry his pack or his barrel.
No.
Is scarcity of firewood a problem for campfires in Algonquin?
Can be.
That's John Tucker or Killarney, you said, but you haven't been Killarney.
No. Which
all
is
depends.
surprising. Can be. We've been on some island sites that there's not been a whole lot.
So we'll have to pal out and get some.
And
bring
we've
it
done
in.
that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we always have a nice tea and shore lunch of fish if we catch it.
Yeah.
If not, we'll make up craft dinner.
Yeah.
Or macaroni and cheese, sorry.
Yeah.
When does Speedo Man season begin? That's John Brower.
As soon as the weather warms up, it's not bad now. I could have worn it today, but it's cold. That wind's cold. So if actually last year, because Tim and I went for a swim, it was 30 degrees last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then other times like Mother's Day, the Curse of the Mother's Day one, which
Snowstorm.
yeah. I've never been so cold.
This is probably one of my best videos and the worst trip we've ever had.
Yeah.
We got no fish.
We didn't. Oh,
none.
Yes, we did. You got a pike going in, and I got a pike going out.
But it was trout season.
Yeah,
Who cares about a pike?
I know.
Tricks. This is an interesting one. Truly, not knowing he's a Speedo guy, I would want to ask why. As a former lifeguard and avid swimmer, I am not aware of any advantages between versions of bike shorts, Speedos, and regular shorts. The later might have less elastic, but that is easily addressed. I think you just wear it to be silly.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, not that I'm a professional swimmer, but professional swimmers don't wear shorts, right?
No.
Like,
I'm not saying a word.
I don't know. It's not the same now as what it was back then. But every European beach you went to back in the 80s and that, everybody was wearing a Speedo. And if you're comfortable in your own skin, then why not, right? It's... Okay, go on.
All right, now I'm going to Instagram.
Okay.
Got a whole bunch of questions here. Oh, this is truly amazing. Thank you, Algonquin girl, 72. Cheers to her.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Algonquin girl,
Cheers,
72.
Algonquin girl. Yep.
I just realized you're in the sunlight. I'm in the shade.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna,
know.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun editing this.
Sun always shines on the righteous, Kevin.
Oh.
I know I'm going to hell, so I'm making the
well,
best
it's
of
given. Miss Kimbers. Oh, hey, Miss Kimbers. What has been your worst canoe tripping experience, and what is your favorite? That's a tough one. Okay,
The
ready?
worst
Go.
it. Was the one we were just talking about.
Yeah, Nightmare and Gotta.
Yeah, on Goda.
Okay.
And we
Yeah,
had
we
such
froze.
high hopes.
It's true. I was trying a new sleeping bag out. In fact, I was doing a review for it.
Oh, that's right. That was
And-
the worst time to pick that.
Oh, and it was so cold, and it did not work. And I did cuddle with you in your sleeping bag,
You did.
and let's not talk about it. Okay. True story, though. actually.
Best one? That's a hard one, right? There's, the fly-in has to be ranked up there.
Oh, yeah. That was a great trip.
But I don't know. Anytime I get to go with you, Tim, and Mike is always a good trip, apart from the Curse of the Mother Day.
Yeah,
right?
we've always had a good trip.
Yeah.
Even if we don't catch that many fish. And last year was good. You were miserable. You weren't catching anything.
I thought I was going to get
Oh.
skunked.
Oh, he
For
was
the first
miserable.
time ever, I thought I'm going to get skunked
Oh.
here. I'm not skunked.
Hey! Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Thank
I was
goodness.
getting worried.
Me too.
I wasn't at all.
Were you not?
I had faith in you.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. You didn't say that earlier. Huh? But
So
thanks for taking me back out.
Right, you're welcome. And
Right.
you're cleaning them, right?
No, you're doing them. Well, you're better at it than I am.
Oh,
you know that.
You'd be better if you practice.
No. Right. I'll help you though.
He was 2 days. I was catching lake trout after lake trout after lake
You
trout.
couldn't fail.
Yeah, and
And
yeah.
same old story.
I think one of my favorite moments with you. I just love that day, and it's the character of anglers. Okay, so don't get all upset when I tell this story. Well, you shouldn't making fun of Ashley. He would make fun of me in a second. Okay. We're on one of our favorite pond lakes in the Kawartha Highlands. It was late in the year. Right? So when it's late in the year, the bass are holding up in holes, right? Because they go down deep.
Yeah.
Because to get the oxygen, because the vegetation on the shoreline is all rotting, right?
Yeah.
So I know a method of how to catch them, and I wouldn't tell them. We're sitting in the same canoe. You're right beside me, using the same bait,
Yep.
jigging.
Yep.
I caught like over 30 bass. You caught 0 during a snowstorm.
I was
and
ready for cutting you line.
Oh, and I don't understand. And I knew what I was doing. And I've already told this on film
Yeah.
already, so I'll tell you. So what the trick is at that time of year is that every time he got a bite, he'd try to hook it. Of course, so they're just nibbling it like this because they're
Yeah.
very slow because it's in
Yeah.
the fall, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the fall, they're very slow. So what they would do is they would grab the bait, swim with it like this. So I would see my line move, and I'd wait until they stop because that's when they go and
Yeah.
go backwards to put it into their mouth, and very slowly, and over 30 fish, you got nothing.
Nothing.
All right. Oh, what is your most have? Oh, Miss Kimber's again. What is your most have luxury item when camping?
Most have luxury. That's a good question.
Really?
There's a few.
Camp chair. Camp chair.
Guys, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
A camp chair and a good bottle of scotch.
Yeah, good bow scotch.
Or a platypus of scotch. I
Well,
should
mine
say.
always leaks, so.
Yeah, they do.
And you can ask him right now. That's not made up, is it?
No, God. And you never learn. That's the thing. Every year, it's like it can be full, and yet remember last time it's like I smell whiskey, Kevin, and sure enough, it was all in the bottle of barrel.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a problem.
3/4 of it at least was in the bottom of that
Oh
barrel.
my lord.
And he's literally lifting the barrel up and drinking it out of the
Well,
barrel.
you have to. I mean, it's not going to go to waste. Evan, which actually, he made me this. Ah!
Oh, right.
He made me this
Neat.
to cook or fish
Yeah.
with.
That's when we forget the spatulas.
We didn't. Tim did.
Tim did.
Yeah. But he
He-
fell through. Oh, no, he didn't fall through. No, what was it called? Follow through? Yeah, he followed through. He made his own spatula out of wood.
He did.
Yeah, he did. All
He
right.
crafted it out
He did.
of wood.
He did. So Evan said, oh, first of all, geez, my eyes, because I showed a picture of you with a Speedo.
Oh, okay.
2, what's your least favorite type of fish to catch?
Pike. Anything with big teeth. Pike every time.
All right.
They scare me. Ugh.
Okay.
And they're slimy. And that's why I've never eaten one until the guy at work brought some in.
Yeah.
And he knows how to fillet them. He's like, if you find a bone in that, just bring it back.
Really?
I never have.
So
yeah.
but let me get straight. Even when you're at work, people just give you fish and clean them for you.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Okay. Can wearing a Speedo improve my camping experience?
Oh,
That's
for
at
sure.
Evan as well. Yeah.
Of course it can.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't
You
improve
one
mine.
with you one with nature. It's freedom. It's the next step is nudity. See, good girl.
All right, Palhead. Oh, the Palheads have questions.
figured.
Oh, our
Figured.
arch
Yeah,
nemesis.
well, any fishing questions, then we'll answer them for you because
Yeah,
you
'cause they don't have a
guys-
hope.
Yeah, they don't.
No, no. They use technology.
Oh,
We use our skill and our wit.
senses.
Yes.
Fishy senses.
Yes. Right.
We know.
Okay. Where did Adam Hula Popper go? And why did Ben's tackle box smell of urine after we camped together?
I did keep stealing their lures. It's like, but I give them back.
It was very competitive.
I didn't keep them forever.
It's so competitive.
But the amount of lures that they had.
Oh, they had like the tackle box was bigger than the canoe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them guys are, yeah. They spend a lot of money on tackle, but it doesn't always pay off, right?
Well, they spent a lot of money on tackle, but they drank all our booze.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who was in bed before we were?
It's big
Who
time.
was up before they
We
were?
were.
Yep.
Yep.
And they were like,
These
"Ooh."
youngins. These youngins, eh?
They've got no stamina.
They couldn't.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
my lord.
They haven't got a clue.
No. All right, Ben from Palheads. Oh, there's several questions now from them.
Right.
For Speedo Man, how do you deal with someone in the stern of the canoe complaining that you're always catching more fish than them?
Dead easy. Just blank them out. Start singing to yourself, then you can't hear them.
Okay. Adam from Palheads asked another question. Whose worm do the fish prefer, Kevin or Ashley's? Stop it, guys! Mine, of course.
No, exactly.
This is a good question. These are normal questions now. Robert, how do we know that lures bait to? No, how do we know? Oh, what lures and bait to use on each lake? So they're heading to Wabakimi in September and want to know. That's a really good question. You don't know anything about Wabakimi? It's in Fort Worth.
No.
Yeah. So Wabakimi is up by near James Bay, and it's full of walleye and some lake trout, and also some pike. So what I would do, we'll probably get into some bass and pike lures and walleye, but blue Rapella to troll with, and pink jig heads with a white tail.
Yes.
Those two things will catch you walleye big time in that park.
Definitely.
You can bring everything else,
Yeah.
but those two things.
They all
yeah.
do, yeah.
Okay, I got my lure kit with. Oh, we didn't talk about that one there. That's a trout lure that I like too. You don't use the devil dock or devil croc.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, I don't tell you about it.
Needs cleaning.
Well, I had that one since I was 20 years old.
Really? Wow.
All right, so bass. Talk about that.
Yep.
And that one is a lucky strike, but we've got this off the guy who sells them in town.
Out here or Lakefield?
Lakefield, yeah,
Yeah.
Lakefield. And for bass, this is our number one. Plastic, organic actually. It's not, we prefer the other that doesn't, that does biodegrade.
Yeah.
But you put the single,
Texas Rigum or
Yeah.
whatever you want.
yeah,
Right?
and you put that.
Gary Yakamoto.
That is. And,
Yeah.
and when you go to Canadian Tire, they're under lock and key.
Yep.
And you have to get them to take them out.
They'll
and they
unlock
have to
it.
take you to the
Yeah.
cache, which I
Yeah.
cannot stand. And that means that people like them.
Yes.
So that's that really gets us a lot of
Because
bass.
they've said to me before, you'd be surprised how many people will just walk out of here with, and they're about 10 or 12 bucks for.
Yeah, they're
bag of
expensive.
them?
Yeah,
They're not cheap.
they stink.
Yeah, but they work.
Bass and walleye. Walleye love that.
Yeah.
Walleye, I've caught most of my walleye with just a jig.
So do you prefer hard baits or soft baits?
Soft baits. For bass and walleye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd soft baits every time for me.
It's weighted.
Nice colours.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the weight's on the front.
Yeah. And poppers at night. So actually that did happen with Adam. So
Yeah.
when we were setting up camp during a fish contest, I'll
Is that
put the
his
links down
popper?
for that.
Is that Adam's popper?
It is. Sold this popper off, yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And they do go pop, 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 pop,
Yeah,
pop, pop, pop,
and
pop, pop.
it's like a frog on the
Yeah.
surface, right? So you do that at night for frogs. Or
Nice
for frogs?
calm,
For-
nice calm evening.
yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't really want to use it if it was choppy and windy, right? You
No,
wouldn't-
it makes no sense.
No.
Yeah,
So
and this little guy for bass at night, little
Yep.
torpedo. Yeah, but I gotta say, the majority of our bass
yep.
is in walleye
Oop.
is that jig. That jig.
Sorry.
All right, that jig with a white tail.
Yep.
I don't know why white, and I don't know why pink, or
Yeah,
the
that
tech-
combination, because
yeah,
I've tried other coloured jig heads,
yep.
and you've been catching them like crazy, and I just have not caught them. Yeah, really.
And the Texas rig
Yeah.
for bass. Like
Yeah.
we don't need anything
You don't
else.
have a big hook in there, do you?
No,
like-
the red hooks.
the-
So I've got that.
Yeah, you wouldn't necessarily use that.
No, but it's the red hook. It's the color of the hook.
Yeah,
They work better.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to rig it so that, I can't think what it is at the top of it, so your worm doesn't slide up your line. You don't,
Yeah.
You don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Well, there's a thing like so. Yeah. So you can put a weight down, and the weight's on the bottom,
Yeah.
and then the worm is floating above the
Yeah.
bottom. So the fish are cruising, right? Especially
Yeah.
walleye.
Yeah.
And the other thing we didn't talk about for lake trout, if you don't have the fancy lead core, is a bounce.
A bouncer, yeah.
Yeah, a bottom bouncer.
Bottom bouncer.
Yeah, which I have lots of them. I can't.
I
don't know.
I've
where
got one at home. But,
Yeah. Which means we probably
just
don't.
a piece of lead, like a lead. It's almost a bullet shape, and then it has a piece of metal coming off the bottom,
Yeah, yeah.
which is what's bouncing on.
So
the
you
bottom.
could use that in the summer for lake trout if you wanted.
Yeah.
I would just get a lead
Yeah.
core rod and then get you to cure it.
That's true. Which I do.
What gear do you? This is a Snowwalker 67. What gear do you no longer take on canoe trips and why? Oh! You took a lot of stuff when you started going with me.
Yeah, I did.
A
So
lot.
What don't I take now? Wow. Huh. That's a good question.
Well, you still bring your attitude.
Yep, that's true. You
Yeah.
got to bring that.
Bring a good share,
Yeah.
but
You usually supply me with one of them.
that's
They're crazy
true.
expensive.
Yeah, all
It
his
breaks
gears.
my heart to want to spend that kind of money.
So he
on
gets
that.
it from me.
I have a new Thermarest. I always used to borrow one off you. What? I don't know. Do you know?
Well, you got a new PFD that you got for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had. It's about time. That was long overdue.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got your own paddle, but I got you that.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yep. For my birthday.
I did,
It's a beautiful gift.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got a new net instead of that thing.
Oh yeah,
Like-
and someone did ask about nets. Yeah.
Right. Well. Yeah. Look. I think there's a video of you and trying to get a lake trout, which was bigger than that, into that.
Yeah, I know. So
and
I
it wasn't
yeah.
working. So for Christmas?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Christmas.
He got me a nice net, and it's best to have the rubber. This is the
That's
nylon.
no, yeah,
and-
it looks nice on the wall.
Yes.
Love it for like for
But
videos
not,
and stuff.
Not good for
But no,
fish.
the hook will get in there and you can
Yeah.
never get it back out.
No.
So the rubber material
Yeah,
is
the
best.
rubber stuff
So I got you
is
that for
so
Christmas
much
because
better,
I'm a
yeah.
really good friend.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm a really good friend.
Yep. So
Uh,
yeah.
For Speedo brands, we were. Oh, footwear. Do you plan to get your feet wet or plan to stay dry? This is Northern Bushcraft Dad. You. tell
I
him
try
right now.
not to. I don't like wet feet, but if I do, I always have a pair of camp shoes that I can change into, and lots of socks.
Your feet will get wet. The moment I start the trip, you bug me about this, I walk right into the water.
Yep.
And you're like, Kevin, you get your feet wet. You'll never keep your feet dry.
Can you paddle us closer to the shore?
We're doing a
So
spring
I don't
trip in
wanna get my
Algonquin,
feet wet.
and all the portages are flooded
Aye.
or with snow.
I'll walk around. I avoid it. I avoid it like the plague. I hate wet feet.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah my
Trench
feet are,
foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of socks. Change your socks and have a camp.
Moment we get to
camp
camp.
shoes.
The moment we get to
Yes.
camp.
Get them
We have a
boots off.
routine, right?
Yeah.
We get those and put dry shoes
Yep.
and socks on. Okay.
Or sandals to air your feet
Yeah,
out, right?
yeah. Well, I just ordered some of those today.
Really?
The Keen has some new ones. Yeah. Do we have a favorite campsite or lake? Actually, I think this is a Pishin. I can't pronounce. Home.
Where we were last year.
Oh, that was nice.
That was
eh?
an awesome.
Yeah.
Like somebody had
Yeah.
put a lot of effort into the bench and the.
That was on Shirley Lake in Algonquin Park.
yes. Surely it wasn't.
Surely it wasn't. Yes. Don't tell anybody. Surely we won't tell anybody where that lake was.
But it was. Somebody had put a lot of effort. So that was a nice campsite.
Yeah.
It's always nice when you when you have a good campsite, right? And we did have a real bad campsite one time. Do you remember that one?
I always think that campsites are the punctuation of your soul.
Yeah, that's true. But it wasn't a campsite that we chose.
What? What?
Remember? When we had to bush it?
No, don't tell that story.
Okay, I won't tell that story.
Well,
But that wasn't a
You know what?
pleasant
You can tell that
campsite.
story because I put it in my memoir, so we can tell it now.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. You can tell your version.
We were
of it.
being kind.
It's his version.
We were being kind to these two guys who we were only supposed to stay at this one site for the one night, right?
Well,
Is
in
that the
Algonquin,
correct-
in Algonquin Park, generally you camp or you get a permit per lake.
But we were on
The Nipissing River.
Nipissing River.
And they changed the rules, so you had to book that site,
Yeah.
that particular site, and we did.
Yeah.
But we didn't. Well, go ahead. You tell your version. Of it.
So then they'd forgotten something, so they went back. We even fed them. They came back and we'd fed them. And then we said, we'll stay here. You guys go on, take our site.
Well, maybe because they left some gear behind. So the one guy that stayed with us,
Yeah.
he was basically hypothermic.
Yes.
So we took care of him while his buddy went
And
upstream.
and we fed them.
Yeah. And then
I remember that.
So we took care of him.
And we fed them the paddleheads. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, that's
who
another
takes
story.
frozen chicken on a camp trip?
Don't get him going on the paddlehead trip.
God
he gets
almighty.
very upset.
Well, thankfully they liked curry.
So for all of
Split
the
the,
Kevin Callan viewers, Ashley makes a wicked curry.
Holy cow! I forgot we have asparagus.
Oh God, yeah! Don't forget your
wow, yeah.
asparagus.
Well, you guys can have some too. I mean, you're sharing
No.
your food.
Now,
It's a great dessert, isn't it? Haven't you ever had asparagus for dessert?
pea stinks something terrible. Because we had lots of curry, but going back to the other one.
The other nightmare, yeah.
So anyway, and as it was, Speedo Man had just finished his appearance, and he had a silver wig on and everything else, and then we're
Was
like,
that night?
yeah. And Dalton was mortified.
Yeah,
and
Mike's son went with us.
and he's
yeah.
never been with us ever since.
No, he hasn't.
And then these two guys were like, oh, nobody's going to be coming here.
Yeah,
not
so we
this
let
time
those
of
other
night."
guys go down to use
Yeah.
our campsite that we'd book, and we're
Yeah.
like, we'll stay here, guys.
Yeah.
It was like 7:30.
But it was
at
a
night.
big site.
Yeah.
It was a big site. So anyway, we were on these guys that were paddling in. We were on their site, and we said, "Look, guys, we'll just move back, and we won't bother you."
Because it was getting dark.
Yeah, but they.
We were in the wrong. We were in the wrong.
we were, but we were trying to help these guys out, which put us in a bit of a
And the other guys
situation.
didn't know that, but I try to explain that because
Yeah.
I'm a great communicator.
That's true. You are.
It didn't
Yeah.
go well.
No.
No. So
I've never seen you as mad, actually. We were just about to walk away, and then it was like, oh no, here we go, and off he goes. But it was, the site was way big enough that we could have stayed on that
yeah,
site.
mind you, there was a good part about that. What happened afterwards? It was illegal what we did, but
We went into a bush site.
yeah, we just bushed it in
Yeah.
in Algonquin along the Nipissing,
Yeah.
and we heard wildlife, and
That's true.
we don't even know to this day.
No,
what that-
you don't know.
There was
what's
some
up.
toad that I couldn't
Yeah.
identify, and yeah, it was somebody good, and we weren't allowed to do that. I did talk to the park superintendent after that,
Yeah.
and I said, you know,
Yeah.
what should we have done? Well, not help the guys and stay at the site you're supposed to be at.
But,
And he goes, if we ever caught you illegally bushing,
yeah.
we would still give you a fine for it. I went, oh, really?
So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to see these guys, you know, stuck, but
Yeah.
kind of bit us in the bum, right? So.
Well, my issue with the other guys was I said, do you know anything about camp etiquette? And
Yeah,
they said,
yeah.
go to...
Yeah,
well,
they
yeah.
didn't care.
Yeah,
They
and
they just wouldn't. They weren't gonna listen.
he was waiting for me to get swung at.
Yeah.
Kevin,
I thought-
Kevin, someone's going to hit you right now.
I thought this is gonna go down.
I filmed it
It's-
too, and I never ever used the film.
Yeah.
I put the camera on because I wanted to film to
Yeah.
document it, but I never did. Because they were in the right, we were in the wrong.
Yeah, but come on. I mean,
Yeah.
why would you want somebody to pack everything up at that late of an evening
Yeah.
and
Well, especially because we helped someone that was hyperthermic
Yep.
and everything else, and that's why we were there. So,
yeah. Anyway.
all right, move on. Where's
Okay.
the chicken? Oh, there really should be a warning before that shows up in my feed. That's a picture of you with the Speedo.
Oh,
That was
okay.
Jim Haskins. Kevin Jackson asked, "What's your favorite camping meal?"
Whatever Tim cooks.
It's true.
But it is true.
Well, curry.
Our
Curry.
go-to one used to be always curry, but we stopped doing that because Mike didn't really like it. So
Well, he doesn't like blood pudding either.
Yeah, but
Curry.
there are other things for breakfast, right? There's the square sausage, there's the potato cakes, there's eggs. So, but curry, it's curry. So if you don't like curry, then you're gonna go pretty hungry,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
curry was always especially when it's colder outside, right? You know,
Yeah.
the chickpeas in there.
Oh, that's good.
and
Yeah.
Chicken, whatever you want to put in it, right? So
Couscous.
couscous.
Handful of couscous could feed
Oh
like
God, yeah.
6 people.
Oof, yeah. It's lots. So curry, but now, as I say, it's not fair for Mike, so we have to.
Mike's very sensitive with that.
He is.
But mind you, he makes really good venison.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's a hunter, so he brings venison sausage.
Summer sausage.
Yeah.
And that, oh yeah.
So we just,
Yeah.
we're nice to him.
We are.
All right, Kevin Jackson again says, does Kevin snore?
Yes, he does. And I fart. I fart a lot.
Especially the night when
Oh God, I thought you were gonna throw up. He's like dry heaving.
I was dry heaving, wasn't
He's
made
like,
up.
oh. I don't know what we'd had that
Tim
night.
made his cabbage.
Oh, that's right.
It was disgusting in the tent.
Oh.
Disgusting.
The food was good. Yet again,
Yeah,
the food was
yeah,
good.
yeah. We did try one year to solo in solo tents. You in one tent, I'm in the other, and
That
you didn't like that.
work. Nope.
Nope.
I put mine right next to his, and then crept into his when he was asleep that night.
You did actually.
Well, it's lonely out there.
Well, a couple things before I know some other people have asked me questions beyond this. One is, what's your reason to go? Because everybody knows mine, because I'm on all these social podcasts, whatever, saying, I want to save the wilderness, I want to get people out there. Well, you work where? You work at a factory.
Yeah, I work at an
And
electrical
Yeah.
wiring cable.
so
place.
what's your purpose? Why do you do this?
Camaraderie is the big one, because it's going with a great group of guys, and just being out in the wilderness, just the smell of the pine, the wind blowing through the trees and stuff, the serenity of it sometimes like, you're sitting around telling your stories, you and Tim chatting, or I'll just go and lay on a rock, the dog beside me, and yeah, it's just
a deer.
yeah, it is. And when you and there was a period like over COVID and that where we didn't go, and you
Yeah.
missed it. You missed it badly, right? So you know, you might be sitting out one day on your patio or whatever, and then you hear that rustle of the wind and stuff, and then you just kind of like, damn, I miss being out there. So yeah, but the camaraderie is really, really something. And I think we've got a good group with the four of us, right? We all get along, and that's a big thing. So
Yeah, and we had a great time too with Ben and Adam from Pellheads. Like we joke about it, but we had a great time.
yeah, we didn't know them from Adam, so you never know, you know, dynamics. You know, are we gonna get along? Apart from was it Ben or Adam who kept falling off his chair? Which one was it?
It was Ben.
Oh, Ben. Okay.
and also
he doesn't
Kevin.
know how to sit on a chair.
No, but Kevin
camp
fell
chair.
off his chair. I fell off my chair as well.
You did.
Yeah.
And at some point, I think we all have.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, they were super nice.
Yeah.
Nice guys to go with, and
Yeah.
and as I say, you never know, right? We have been on one trip where somebody brought a radio, and remember that?
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Back in black.
Yeah.
I hit the
That's just
sack!
wrong. That's just wrong for.
Just blaring.
Yep.
The moment we got to camp.
Well, I think we've been lucky in when we have gone just you and I and somebody else that we've never been with, that they've been pretty good.
I think it's
Because it can spoil a trip.
Yeah, it comes back to me, the way I was brought up for angling. Like we're very competitive. Well, you're more than I am. But it's more for the fun of it as opposed to a negative. It's not.
Yeah.
We have fun, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Ben and Adam, we're teasing the hell out of them. And they're
Oh,
teasing
yeah,
the hell
yeah.
out of us. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So. You know,
Yeah, we'd give it to them, they give it straight back to us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So that was always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same with Tim and Mike, right? It's, you know, because we don't see a lot of them. I mean, you know, last year I did a bike ride with Tim, but other than that, we don't see him from one year
so
to
it's
the
a
next.
yearly thing that we
well,
do.
you
all together.
you see more of Tim than I do. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's really good to reconnect
Yeah.
with them and just have a nice time.
Yeah. The fun thing too is, and Dalton, Mike's son, has gone with us too, and he's grown up basically going on a trip with us, and it's kind of fun. And honestly, you have to go on a trip with this guy. Like, if you want to mess some kid's mind up, go with him. But we have this sort of unwritten rule when you go across the Portage: nobody fishes at all until everything's settled. Because if the trout are in the hole, then if you just go on one trip across and then start casting without getting all your other stuff, that's unethical, right?
That went out the window though,
It did.
right?
Well, that was my problem. I had to poo. So we go across, and it wasn't a trout stream. It was a pond. It was a lake. We're going towards Bob Lake, going into the Nipissing.
Yeah.
And I went, Ashley, like, I can't go back yet. I have to go number 2.
Yeah.
So you're bored.
Which is rare.
Well,
which is not a rare
No, I know.
occasion.
I do poo a lot of it. And so so while you're waiting for me to go, you're bored, so you make a cast. And you caught one of the biggest brook trout. In fact, the biggest brook trout you've ever caught in your life.
It was
right?
huge.
And Dalton comes across, and many times we've called Dalton on that, saying, "Hey, you can't fish that stream until. Hey, you can't do that. You can't do that." And you're doing what we told him not to do.
Yeah.
And you got this massive
It was
fish.
huge. It was huge.
Yeah.
But then once we were on the Nipissing, it was like game on.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was like whoever could get to that hole
yeah.
first.
He'd trip you. On the
Oh
Portage
God,
just to get there.
yeah. He'd hit you over the head with the
he
paddle
would.
if he
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
just to get in there. But that, I think he was only like 15 or 16 at that point.
Yeah, and now he's going to be a park warden.
Ooh, we better look out. Oh God, God help
He's
us.
going to arrest us one day.
Yeah,
He really
I know.
is.
Yeah. God Almighty.
To end this, I think one of the greatest stories we had in the Kawartha Highlands, we're just going. We have certain spots we go to for bass in the summer, right?
Yeah.
And just north of here. And we were out there, and the snapping turtle was attacking our fish.
Oh,
Reeled them
yeah,
in. I got
yeah.
video. It was great. And then we went to clean up a campsite.
Yeah.
So there's lots of broken beer bottles, whatever. So we're cleaning up the site, and these 2 park wardens came over, which was great that they came over. And this guy had an attitude, and he, I guess, thought that we had dirtied the site.
Yeah. They thought it was all our stuff.
Yeah, him and I both became Irish.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they actually give us our wrong licenses back.
Yeah.
He gave you mine.
He
and-
kept questioning the other
Yeah.
warden that I knew. I was
Yeah.
like, "What's going on here? I know the guy in the back, and he's looking at me, not saying
Yeah.
anything." And I go, "Do you really think that we dirtied this site? No, we're cleaning the site up." So you
And that site is pretty bad for
Yeah,
that
it was,
stuff,
yeah.
right? 'Cause-
you put the garbage back in the fire pit and said, "Well, there you go, do your job. We're out of here."
You guys clean it
Yeah,
up.
he didn't like
Huh?
that.
No.
But when I got home, I got a call from the warden that I knew. I went, "What's up with that today?" And he goes, "Yeah, that was a new guy we're trying out. Yeah, he no longer has a job."
Had too much attitude.
Yeah,
He wasn't about to give us any slack.
no.
Remember that one? It was Crown Land. Where were we? And we stole the guy's firewood. And he come over to check on us. And he knew, but that was a miserable night.
No, we almost died.
That was a miserable
And
night.
they knew that we almost died.
Yeah. And so he come over, and it's like there's all this nicely chopped wood that
It was
they
all-
knew we hadn't, but he was good about it. He could have been. So yeah, I mean, you know, it was just one of them nights, right?
It's a judge time, right? You don't judge. You sort of
No.
look at the circumstance. And
Yeah.
my dad always taught me that. I think your dad always taught you that too. It's
Yeah.
like, and what really happened? We're actually Queen Elizabeth. We're
that's right.
Yeah, and there was a hunt camp, and the weather was brutal, and we were pretty much frozen.
It stormed on us.
So
pretty
yeah,
good.
so I just one armful. That's all we did. Got one
Yeah.
armful of their wood,
Just enough to get us going.
and we split
right?
it. And then it was that night or the next day they came into the camp
Yeah.
and they saw us
Yeah.
to check up on us because they thought, "Are you guys
Yeah.
okay?" And they looked at this wood, and there's no way that we cut that wood out of the bush.
no.
And he said nothing.
No.
He said nothing.
which
And
is
he
pretty
had
good.
every right to go. He had
Yeah.
every right to get the shotgun out.
Yeah.
Actually. But
taking his wood from the site.
yeah,
so.
we met some
But
good
I
people
mean,
out there.
we only did it because we were kind of desperate, right?
Yeah.
Were
We
we
weren't doing
desperate?
any evil.
No,
so.
no, we wouldn't. We weren't damaging or.
And I did say we're both Irish.
That's true.
I didn't say he was English, or we would have been dead at the spot.
Oh God, yeah. Everybody hits. My only saving grace is my dad was Scottish, right? So. Yeah.
Right. Well, cheers.
All right. Cheers. Well,
Right.
thank you.
Well, we solved all the issues. We answered
Well,
all the
hopefully
questions.
we did.
Yep.
And Ben and Adam, if you have any more fishing questions, please don't hesitate to
Yeah.
ask.
You know where to go.
Yep.
Yep.
We're always willing to help.
We'll
you
always tell you
guys.
where to go.
Yep.
Yep.
And it begins with F and ends in off. Flip off.
Stop it.
Oh, okay. I can't say that. It's cooled down now.
I know it is. We can bring
Yeah?
it inside. Yeah.
So here's to our May trip.
I know.
Hopefully it's not going to be 30 degrees. I'll be in Portugal before
Yeah,
we go
this
there.
guy messed up, and people are angry with you.
No.
Every year, for I don't know how many years, we go the weekend of, or the week of Mother's Day
Yeah.
in May.
So we're
right?
going later this year.
And you and your wife are going off to some tropical islands.
Portugal.
Yeah. So
No,
then
it's not
now we're
tropical.
going the end of May. We're going to eat alive.
Yeah. What the heck. Won't be the first time.
I have no problem with that because if we catch no fish, it's your fault.
Yeah. I didn't pick the site though, or the area we're going to.
I always do, and
Yeah.
I hear about
so
it
it's
all the time.
always on. Well, because you and it's very good that you organise all that, and because I wouldn't have a clue, but you know where the good lakes to go. Are,
Here's
right?
my pain, okay? So Kevin, plan the trip, tell us where to go, and if we catch no fish, Kevin, it's your fault. If we catch lots of fish, nobody even thanks
Well,
me.
we're not going to blame ourselves.
they
Well,
don't
we
think-
always thank you.
No, I've never been thanked.
Yeah, we do. We say thank you in our own kind of way. We share our fish with you. That's enough, right? So, yeah. So we're looking for. Hopefully, it's not going to be 30 degrees like last year. That was too warm.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
that's why we didn't do as good. Even though I don't know if that water. No, that water was
what
still
did-
cold.
No, wait a minute. I caught a lot of fish.
I know. I didn't.
It's going to start.
That was weird. I just.
It's not weird. It's called talent
Yeah,
and skill.
They just weren't biting, right? So anyway, what do? Clean
Cheers.
your lures.
Right.
All right.
I got mine in a bag here somewhere.
I know. Yeah, you don't even have a tackle box,
I do somewhere.
do you? Right.
Thanks for coming out.
Yep. Over and out.
Another Q&A.
Yep.
Next time, hopefully, I'll either have Tim doing a Q&A
Ooh.
or Christine. She should
That'll-
do a Q&A on,
Yep.
on cooking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Yep. definitely Tim.
Christine's a lot more attractive than anybody.
Oh! Well, you're not sleeping with Tim.
Not yet.
I would.